Good morning, happy May. You know what, I'm gonna send that group email out real fast.
Yeah, I was getting ready to do it too.
Good morning.
I'll rock it out real quick for you.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, Mike, what'd you say?
Good morning.
Morning. It's always been a pet peeve of mine that when a meeting starts at 8:30, we should start at 8:30, but then we're gonna miss all the people that are signing in late because we could miss about 40 people. Then we're gonna say it all over and make you gotta hear it twice,
Air it twice.
which is probably not a problem because we do say the same thing a lot. But you still don't do it, so it's okay.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, happy May, May Day.
Hey day.
It's gonna be May. I had to do it. Let's do it.
Hooray, hooray, it's May.
Everybody have a nice.
Natalia, have you met you yet?
Who's that?
Natalia at the bottom of my screen here.
I know, I love seeing all the new names.
Hi, how you doing?
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
I worked for a Fortune 500 company one time, and this man showed up 2 minutes late for the meeting. They told him, "You don't work here anymore."
Wow.
Yep.
Roger was reminding me, Craig, the other day when we were doing the trainings, IRB, there's a door, and at 8:30 would just lock it. And if you didn't show up.
Sounds like Dad might have been about that part, involved in that part of it.
The influence, yes, for sure. All right. That was a hell of a windy weekend we had here.
I went walking at 6 o'clock in the morning. Got to the end of my street, there's a vacant lot, and I got hit like this. I thought it was like a tropical storm force gust.
Yeah.
Crazy. And then all day long, it just blew and blew. Looks like Mom's backyard. That palm tree blowing like that.
All right. All right, so let's start with hearing some successes.
Let's let the crowd build. I'm still adding a lot of people in.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, start with successes while we're doing that. And I got a text from Andrea that I want to read.
Graph paper. There should be plenty somewhere.
Got that. Thank you. Thank you. All right, successes. We talked Friday. I thought we had a good class on Friday. And then we have 3 more days to hit the extra connections, extra contacts. So who did it and who had some good results?
Well, here, let me read this one from Andrea P. Filippo from Brandon. Good morning, Craig. Happy Monday. I wanted to let you know, unfortunately, I will not be in this meeting. I have 2 prior appointments I need to attend. However, I want to let you know, I did text 56 people over the weekend. And out of that, I had 2 respond to me. You all. I messaged about the down payment assistance program, and I also sent it with my video that I placed on Facebook explaining the DPA program. I'll continue to message throughout the week, especially where I only went through the A's and the B's of my contact list, LOL. Mute John real quick.
I got it.
Got it. I will continue to message through the week, especially where I only went through the A's and the B's of my contact list, LOL. Have a spectacular day. It's exactly what you and I talked about yesterday. So that's pretty good. 65 and 2. Who feels that's a bad ratio? Jeff, you're muted.
I accidentally muted you. Sorry, Jeff. I was trying to get some of these
I see how
people.
it is. That's fine. I'll just sit here and lip sync the whole day. I said it's really 65 out of 65 because what happened is Andrea.
They read it.
Yeah, they read them. 100% open rate on every text message. So every one of them saw you, thought about you, you interrupted their life, you popped into their mind, and then they moved on with their life. So you won 65 times.
Right.
When they were doing something later that night, and if real estate were part of that day, you would be top of mind because you interjected yourself into their life. So that's 65 major wins. So those of you who didn't get that many, you don't have any shot of winning because you're not telling people to think about you on that.
You
That's-
miss 100% of the shots you'd ever take.
Remember, we talked about the interceptions, right?
Mhm.
All we're doing is intercepting business that's happening anyway. We're not in some inspirational beings that say, oh, you should change your life and move houses, right? We don't have that power.
Right.
They're gonna be doing it and we're just gonna get in the way. But you're never gonna get the business unless they're thinking about you. So that's the simplicity of what we're doing here. Tell us some more.
Even a stop means they read it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good point.
I would like to share something.
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning.
Morning.
So this weekend, it was my son's little birthday party we had on Sunday, and one of our friends came over, and for some reason, she never knew I was a real estate agent. So she was talking, they're building a new house in South Tampa, and I'm like, where do you currently live? So we started talking, and looks like we might have a listing soon from that condo that she's going to sell, or her mom is going to sell, that they're living in right now.
Mhm.
So that's good news from the weekend. And then I
Well, that's
started
great news. Well,
connecting-
then before we go on, was that person in your contact list?
No, was not.
Ah.
She's not on social media, which is interesting. And I just recently got her phone number through the school. It's a parent from the school. So I'm excited about that. And the kids are really getting along well. So she became a really good friend, but she never knew I was an agent. So now she knows.
That's why we want everybody to think about your
Yep.
phone contact list is your friends
Yep.
for the most part. So, and then if we
Absolutely.
can export that into Moxie, then you start dripping these people and it's just going to grow and grow and grow. So I just want to get
Exactly. So
that
I
point
told
across.
her I'll show her what we can do. As soon as I get back from Germany, I'll ping her again before I leave. And then, see what we can do. And then also I started making my way more into the German groups here in the Tampa area. I started connecting with some groups, found some good friends that I actually met up for coffee, for some lunch. And there's this one German guy, he is from Connecticut. And then he actually just is about to sell his house up there, has a condo down here already, has some cash on his hands, wants to buy another either condo or another house for himself. So he's like, hey, give me your opinion, what you want to do. He just flew to Germany as well for 3 weeks. Once he comes back, I'm going to take him shopping.
Nice.
So
Now,
we'll
just-
see.
You're newer with us, but that opportunity in Connecticut, can you help him in any way with that?
He sells it just to his son. So he doesn't want to do any kind of agents there. He wants to just do a quick private contract. He's selling it just with family.
But the answer would be yes, you could send a relocation
Oh,
referral.
absolutely. But then another thing is he has a girlfriend in Germany who owns a house in Germany. So I want to help there. Now that we are going to a convention with Jeff this coming week, I want to connect who that person is with an office in that city and then give him that referral with her, whoever this person might be. So try to network with Germany and see how we can help them out. Once she has that money, she might be moving to the Tampa area here too. And then let's see what she wants to do with that money there.
It's a small world, right?
It is. So that's exciting.
I've got a meeting Wednesday morning with the president of Century 21 from Mongolia.
Hmm.
I don't even know where Mongolia is. I had to look it up. Small world. Good job.
What I love about what Ina's doing over there is she's just reminding everybody, every one of you has a Germany, right? It's just whether or not you're taking it. Like Laura, what's Laura's Germany? We all know what Laura's Germany is. It's
Yeah.
Lily Pulitzer, right? That's her tribe of people. That's her
One of them.
one of them. Yeah, that's one of them. And then she's got other ones that she interjects with because people who are like themselves. So Ina has a much better chance of tapping into that world than Brian D does, right? Because she has more in common with them. And it's that simple. So real estate's going to happen with or without her. But if they like her, they'd much rather it happen with her. So it's just the connection. So that's a great example. Multiple different things of you're taking action. So you got to have clarity, which I know you've been working a lot on your clarity. What are we doing this for? And then once you have the clarity, that's exciting. Then you just start talking to people, and it's amazing. Look at those different examples. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Yep.
What else?
Well, let me ask you one more question because it's conversational. At your son's birthday party, how did real estate come up? Oh, you said
Um,
her mom.
I mean, we were just talking and they were saying that they will change schools. And I'm like, oh, why are you changing schools? Where are you guys going? And she said, well, we are building a house in South Tampa, so we will be on the other side of town and it's just too far for us to commute. And that's how the conversation started.
Life.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to share something too. So just because it blew my mind, Saturday morning, I was out with the dog and I go out of my driveway to the left and there's a painting truck in the driveway. So my neighbor's painting his house. And then next door to that is a tile roof unloading system going down with a forklift and beep, 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 and they're unloading tile. The end of the street that people just bought and they're moving in. So there's moving trucks down there. Then I left my street and I went around the corner and somebody who just bought a new house was replacing their old dead trees with new beautiful royal palm trees and putting a whole bunch of landscaping on the backside of the yard. And I'm thinking about Tampa. I was in Tampa last week on the boat and all the boats and all the yachts and all the restaurants and all the water taxis and all the stuff going on down there. And my thought was, what recession are we in? Where is this recession? It's not here. I mean, who just picks up and moves from Pinellas County and builds a brand new house in South Tampa? You know what a brand new house in South Tampa costs these days? I mean, you're $1 million for a townhouse. So they must not be too concerned about their job. I just wanted to say that because there's things happening out there that if you listen to the media a lot, they're going to scare the hell out of you. If you look at the real life world, what's happening. I met a woman this morning. She's getting new windows in her house, $90,000 for windows. And they're supposed to be in January. Now it's May. Interesting. Just keep that in mind. It's your mindset, what goes on between your ears. That's why I'm talking to the president of Mongolia, because Jody Myers came to our event. She said, you need to talk to Craig Beggins to see what they're doing, because you don't have the breadth of brokers to talk to out there.
Can I chime in a little bit?
Sure, Dale.
Well, one thing it was kind of funny. I met your neighbor, Craig.
Which one?
He's
Stan, probably the lawyer.
the guy that's in the military.
Oh,
or
right. Yep.
that lives right across the street or something from
Yep.
you.
I remember his name right now. I'll give you a second.
Yeah. So that was kind of fun because I'm on the military affairs committee.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and in the South Tampa Chamber. And once a quarter, we do it's kind of a speed dating scenario where people that are exiting the military, we being the people on the chamber, and they do speed dating. So one moves from another spot in the room, and he was one of them. So it was kind of cool. I said, yeah, I kind of know that guy somewhat.
Yeah, he's
So
a 40-something-year-old retired nuclear submarine captain.
That's him. And he said, yeah, I think I see that guy over there with his flip-flops on occasionally.
Yeah.
But anyhow, that was kind of a good connection. And what I always try to do in some of those things, I have my little gift bag because I gave out 2 prizes. So there again, while I'm doing it to do the right thing, one of the right things is to get more business. And if you give prizes and they announce your name, it's not a bad idea either.
That's right. So Gail's Germany is the chamber. He's
Yes.
treating it as Germany.
Because we did a ribbon cutting on Beta Bay with a new little store
Okay, nice.
last week. And then one side note, and Joe Diener joined me on, I think it was Thursday, we went to the Tampa Convention Center because it was really for CAM people, I guess, condo CAM people, but it was all about all this craziness with the condos now. So I might end up with some slides on, with the way that they're going to have to be more funded, all that. So that was kind of and then I'm sitting there and I hear a voice, and it's a customer I sold a condo to, and he's one of the presidents of his condo. I said, you poor thing.
Well, that's a big deal. We're doing training on that on this Thursday, by the way.
Yeah.
And Chris in the future. Okay. She may beat me to it. Yeah, Kat and I are training on that. Like Thomas lives in a condo here in Apollo Beach, and the dues were $550 a month, which was kind of high. Now they're $1,100 a month because they got to fund the shortage. That's a big deal for a lot of people that don't know. And now they're putting the onus on the seller. So tune in on Thursday. We'll make sure we get up to speed on that one.
One other thing, if I could share, and this is just my own crystal ball thing, like you and Jeff have, is because of all that with the condos. I think what's going to truly happen, let's say you had a lot of people really like to live in that environment, in a condo building or whatever. But with all the unknowns going on, I think we're going to see more condo buyers become house buyers. So you're going to have house buyers and condo buyers fighting over the same thing. That's my take on some of that.
That's an
Meaning,
interesting theory. Yeah, because the condo dues make sense. If they're $550 a month, I probably spend $550 a month taking care of my house.
Right.
So it's reasonable. When it goes to $1,100 a month, now it's way more expensive.
right. So I just feel at some point, what's happening now, some of those people are going to shift. Even though they prefer condo living, it's kind of hard to tell. So they're going to shift and look at houses, while the house buyers want the houses too. So we're going to create a frenzy on houses even greater than it is.
It's a good
That's
theory.
a neighborhood theory.
Don't go up in prices quite yet, though.
Right.
Supply and
Yeah.
demand, right?
Right.
All right.
All right.
Good sharing. Thank you. Who else? We're finally up to 50 people. It took a while, 16 minutes.
Brian here.
Okay, Brian.
Nancy Conley and I, Nancy Conley and I didn't get texts out this week, but we did get 271 newsletters out through the farm. We make sure that we go not only to the residents in the farm, but also to the remote owners in the farm area. So it's got that out, and another 40 or so past client happy spring cards get out. We did a CMA probably 8 or 9 months ago for someone, and renewed that CMA about 2 months ago with a new CMA, and just listed the house over the weekend. So it's a waterfront house.
What happened from 9 months ago to 2 months ago?
It's funny because he had put the house on the market. I guess he had seen our CMA. He put it down on with his wife's best friend. And so we did the CMA. We didn't get the listing at that point, but he obviously motivated him to get it on. But he took it off in about a month, realizing that he really hadn't done with the house what he needed to do. So we, let's say we followed up with a follow-up CMA, and by now he had done a whole lot of improvements, and came to an open house that I was doing a month or so ago and said, we're going to list the house with you, and we'll have it ready for you in about a month. So they've just gotten it ready, and we put together the paperwork over the weekend. It'll be a week from today that we get it actually on the market. But it's a process. It's he thought about it. He looked at the values. I think the fact that we followed up with him and stayed with him and have been farming in that farm for what, 17 years now, 18 years. All goes together well to make it come together.
Yeah. My question was partly too, the pricing. How was the pricing from 6 months ago to now?
We're higher by a good $60,000 or $70,000.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
More stories, successes. Brian, you found your clarity now. What's going on with you?
I found my clarity. What's wrong?
No, not Ryan. Not
Right. Okay. Yeah.
This past weekend, did an open house.
Good.
Wasn't like a huge showing. We only had 2 people stop by. But out of those 2 people, and walking through the neighborhood, one of the people that stopped by was a buyer, and they're kind of at beginning phases. So talked to them for a little bit. Going to be reaching out to them again today. They don't have an agent, so they're looking for one. So I'm going to see if I can make sure that I provide them with a good service. And then one of the neighbors for that house is looking to sell here shortly. So we had a nice long conversation. He's looking, at interviewing real estate agents. I'm on the list. He told me that I'm on the list of real estate agents that he likes. And then also over the weekend, another potential buyer that I had is pretty much after we finished signing this paperwork is an official buyer. And they also switched up to being a seller as well. So he decided not to rent his current property out. He's going to sell it. Well, his wife decided that they're going to sell their current property. And so actually after this meeting, I'm going over there to meet up with them to go over some things.
We got a timeout.
Yes, sir.
You just went from 0 to hero, dude. You had nothing cooking a month ago, and you just listed like 4 or 5 opportunities
Yes,
that
sir.
happened over the weekend, right? And that's
Yes,
what's
sir.
so cool about this business. You can be down and depressed and dumped and in the dumps, and then all of a sudden, boom, look at you, right? So
Yes,
now
sir.
what do you have to do to manage that business? Because just like Brian said, he thought he had that listing 9 months ago, and then he didn't, but he stayed in touch and followed up. So I want to make sure you're focused. I know you're working with Chris, so you're getting the same message. But just because they say they're interested now, you're not done yet. Something's going to happen. Life's going to get in the way. You got to keep following up. So the best thing you can do is schedule time in your calendar so you don't forget to do those follow-ups.
Yes. So
You
actually
just
that's
listed 4 or 5 opportunities. That's a lot of business in a month, never mind a
Yes.
week.
So actually, piggybacking on what you're saying, so immediately right after those things happen, I put into my phone, weekly follow-ups.
Perfect.
Weekly follow-ups until they decide to do whatever they want to do, whatever, or they tell me, hey, just stop reaching out to me one way or another. You know what I mean?
Right.
Something's gonna move. So yeah, so I have weekly follow-ups with the potentials, and the more guaranteed, we're just going to be moving forward. So
Oh yeah. And you've got so many options for them right now.
absolutely.
Yep.
That was awesome, Ryan. I got a couple things to add to that real quick, because our job is to constant never improvement. So let's talk about a couple things. What could we do better on each of these? Let's dissect them. I took a couple notes while you were talking. Open house. 2 people came, right?
Before you go there.
Yep.
He canvassed the neighborhood and got 2 opportunities from neighbors, not even from the prospects at the open house.
Correct.
So you got high five for that one, because most
Yep.
agents don't do that. So you leverage the opportunity by knocking, you got more deals knocking on doors around the open house than you did from the open house. Right? So kudos to you for that one. So,
That's right. So I want participation from you guys watching. I want you guys to answer this question. What would make an open house the best open house on the planet? Right? What are some things that you could do to make it even better? Just backtracking. Canvassing we talked about. Go ahead, Jeff.
I was going to say getting a buyer to come to your open house that is in their beginning stages and doesn't have an agent yet is better than 20 people coming through and they all have agents. So
Yeah.
that's an awesome result.
And you're right. The best thing about an open house, what is the whole purpose of an open house? If you guys think about it, it's to get the next listing, right? That's what you want. And that was the end result of what you have potentially coming there.
and
So
the buyer.
you want to look, all you're doing is looking like a rock star to that neighborhood. That's your whole outcome, because somebody in that neighborhood is thinking about selling their home next. And you're one of many other agents in their world. So how do you stand out? Could it be, did you set up an event? Did you do the Facebook event? Did you send out a whole bunch of door knocker flyers? Did you do them yourself? Could you have done them yourself? Did you do it in every door direct? Could all the different things that you could just to get the next listing, right? Are the flags out? Did you get your own signs made? Are your faces on the signs? Do you have the little flutter flags? Did you spend an hour prior to making sure that your directional signs coming in? So when the people in the neighborhood say, wow, this guy's on point. Like, did he get a balloon or did he not get a balloon? Right? It's the little things to say, wow, this person cares and is there. right? So that's what I want you guys to start thinking about whether it's your listing or not, doesn't matter. Sherry Keenan was talking to me the other day. She had a great open house and she did that. She's got all of her directional signs made with her face on it and all the way around the neighborhood, and people came to her and she got a listing coming from a result as a result. So that's what I want you guys to think about. How do you take that to the next level? If it's public from 12 to 4, could you do a special pick your neighbor VIP neighbors only screening from 11 to 12 and have muffins and mimosas? And only for the neighbors, allow them to come before the general public, right? Little things like that. I'm just giving you ideas, not saying you have to do it, but just what can you do to make it better on that one? Because all I want you to do, think about a neighbor who gets your invitation, neighbor only, pick your own buyer mimosas and muffin pre-mixer notification. Whether or not they come or not, they're saying, whoa, what is this guy doing? He's on point, right? So these are the things I want you to talk about from that. Anything else to add on that?
Lauren typed in, don't forget to send the 11 questions in the BE3 marketing video to those that are interviewing other agents. Great point.
Great point.
Yes, don't assume, Ryan, that you're on the list. We want to make you top of the list. So when you use the tools, you'll be at the top of the list because the other agents aren't going to use those tools. Period. Bar none.
That's right. So number one, we're done with the open house, right? How to maximize that. So hopefully you got some little good tidbits from that. Second one, the buyer, right? They're interviewing around and they're looking, right? So how do we just intercept them? Get your Moxie presentation. How's your bio is in there? Your presentation's on it. Did you do a little video? Hey guys, Brian, so nice to meet you at the open house. I really want to interview for the job. My company is doing this. I'm doing this, blah, 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 blah. Really like to talk with you and looking forward to interviewing, right? And then just take control and send them why they need to work with you and just take them. Just take them. Don't hope they pick you. Just go grab them, right, on that one, because you've got everything you possibly could imagine. You've got the name, you've got your brand, you've got your support, you got your company, you got your personality, right? In your bio, is your bio DISC? Is there VAK in your bios, right? All these little things, right, add up to make a big difference because you don't remember what their personality style or their mode of representation or communication is probably at that time. So make sure your bio hits all of them, right? And send it to them. And do you have it set up? Did you get all their numbers? Did you text them? Could you send them the Moxie link? Did you send something over to them right when you met them? That next one, the listing, you're on the list. Same thing. Just jump to the top of the list. Make them forget the rest of the list. Right? Set up the Moxie. Do a CMA for them already. Do a little video on that whole thing. Send it to them before they even think about it. Right? Awesome. Awesome.
Brian, not picking on you at all, but do you feel comfortable? Could you go into Moxie and send a buyer presentation out through your phone?
Can I see you? Yes, just so Craig knows.
I don't think I've done it through my phone.
Okay, well, if you can do it through a test. Anyway, do you feel comfortable that you could send out a Moxie presentation in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah, absolutely. I've done it before.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Now, does everybody else online feel comfortable? They can jump into Moxie. I mean, these are pre-built presentations, right? You don't have to build the presentation. All you got to do is send it, right? By email or text. So if you don't know how to do that, raise your hand and we'll help you because you got to learn how to do that. And if not, go to the resource center and there's all kinds of training videos on it. But see, you got to be ready when the opportunity strikes. So if the opportunity, Ryan didn't have a whole lot going on before this weekend. So he didn't really care. He didn't have any buyers to work with or sellers to work with. So that wasn't top of mind to him. It wasn't necessary. But all of a sudden he got a bunch of opportunities. And now it's like, oh shit, I don't know how to do this anymore. Right. But you do know how to do it. So good job.
Yeah, very well done. No, I go back to the super giant kudos because I remember it was a couple weeks ago, I saw the spark hit, right? And you specifically, you're like, that's it. I'm on. Watch this, right? You could actually see it happen. I could feel it. And then look what happens. He's taking the actions because the clarity got clear. And he said, screw it. I'm not going to settle for not being awesome in this business. I'm here anyway. I'm just going to kill it. And then he went into motion and he's into motion. Now we're just talking about you're in motion. Might as well just kill it now that you have them rolling. Just like when you get the chance, pounce, right? Who's going to beat your Moxie? Who's going to beat your bio? Who's going to beat your video? Nobody. And who's going to beat you? Nobody. So you're going to get everyone that you want, most of them, and just by being ready to go. So I'm fired up, man. That was fantastic. Great example.
Hey, Jeff, shameless plug. What's happening on Wednesday?
Oh, man. That's not a shameless plug. That is, you better clear your calendars or block out 12 to 1 on Wednesday. No matter what you have going, cancel it and watch this. So Matthew Ferry's become a good friend of ours. He's Craig and I's personal coaches or business coaches. and he's doing a seminar about manifestation.
Which is what we're talking about. Once you got clarity, the opportunities come to you. As a matter of fact, I'll share a doc with, I'm not gonna share it, I'll read you a doc right now. That Matthew shared with me. Where is it? Oh, it's on my drive. Because I didn't send all these out. He talks a lot. But here it is. During this free training, Matthew will take a deep dive into the power of magnetism, from increasing your professional performance to expanding your network, removing barriers to success, and living a life that brings you profound joy and satisfaction. Here's 3 quick examples of what you can expect when you apply Matthew's very proven step-by-step process. Number 1, manifest things you've been waiting for years, but never figured out how to make happen. 2, develop the confidence to know what you want is coming and how to remove the blocks that are slowing it down. And 3, discover the keys to applying this process over and over and over to every area of your life for the rest of your life. Becoming magnetic. And then he's got all these emails and samples for me to start sending out, which I'll do more of. But it's just really true. Once you get clarity, things just fall in your lap because you allowed them to come.
You become the Jedi master of your world.
Yeah.
Like you just say, okay, I want that, and then you just go get it, and it just comes to you. It's pretty awesome. So do it. Show up Wednesday, 12 to 1.
Sari Trout wrote in, Greg and I had 3 open houses last week. That's a good job. 3 open houses in a week. Good for you. 8 people total, 2 good possibilities. They knocked on 58 doors and had 25 of them open. I just want to share that with you so you understand. Just as she knocked on 58 doors doesn't mean you talk to 58 people, but she talked to almost like 40% of them. That's pretty darn good. Lauren said, I also love to have my lender partner with me at the open house. They discuss their programs and potential buyers at ease and may qualify them on the spot. That's a great idea. If you go to loan officer, they'll do that with you. Plus, it's not as boring if nobody comes. Mike said the same thing. And a door prize drawing is good too. Lauren loves mimosas and muffins. Cool.
What else?
Well, I think I'm copied on all the group emails, which is wonderful for me. But I know most managers are sending out lists saying, hey, here's available houses to hold open. Right? So that's a full-time job. If you hold an open house on Saturday, you start marketing that sucker on Monday or Tuesday at least. I think you have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday work to do for that Saturday open house. So that can be a full-time job for somebody. If you're not playing the game and doing the high volume texting we're talking about, we got to do something. Cool. Other successes?
Not to be a
Hey, Craig,
hog.
it's Jackie.
Hi, Jackie. I was wondering where you were.
I'm here. I'm not in makeup, so I'm gonna leave my picture up there right now. But I'm a follow up, and that's my favorite thing to do. And so this past week I did 60 text messages. I got 2 responses from that. I sent out Jimmy did the e-blast on Moxie. So I sent it out. I have 651 past clients in Moxie. So I sent it to all of them, and I got a 43% answer or open rate, which is not bad.
Oh, it's wonderful.
And then from that, I actually got a couple of people that I had been sending CMAs when we were sending all the CMAs out from Moxie. And I got 2 of my past clients who called me and said, okay, I know I have all this equity. What do I need to do with it? So that was a really good one. One of them I thought was interesting because they bought a house in Triple Creek where I live when Casa Fresca was doing a bid where they were opening, they had 10 houses to sell, and you had to go in and write down what you would pay for the house. And we bid like $330 on this house.
It's gonna be a process,
for a 5-bedroom house. And we got that, and now that house is now worth, it's a couple years, and the house is now worth $490. So they have $150,000 in equity in a 2-year period.
Wow.
And
Plus their down payment.
Yes, and they also had put 20% down, even though it was a VA loan. So they are sitting really, really pretty with what they have. And what they've decided to do is to hold on to the Casa Fresca house, rent it out, and then buy a larger house for their family because they have since had another child. They have 3 children under 5. God bless them. And so we went out looking at houses on Friday, and
think
we
about this.
found something they really like. So
What's that Casa Fresca house going to do for the new house?
what is it going to do?
Uh-huh.
The amount of rent. Oh, but their mortgage is $1,500 a month, but we can rent it for $2,700. So
the
they
old
are going
house
to
is
be
gonna make
able to
$1,200 a
actually
month.
pay for most of their mortgage from the rent from the house in Casa Fresca.
Right. And I'm reminding you
Right.
too, that on May 23rd, we're having the Velocity of Money seminar.
Right.
And that's going to get you certified so you can talk really well about that concept, because that's how they're
Right.
going to wealth. And that's where you're going to add value as a real estate agent,
Mm-hmm.
helping them take that rental house and teach them how to do it and apply the additional payments and get it paid down faster and think in the long term, 20 years from now.
Mhm.
Pretty cool
I
stuff.
also reached out. We had a relo meeting, and Navy Fed has a program for their better higher end customers that they're allowing them to refi if the market or the interest rate goes down.
Yep.
And so I reached out to a couple people that I'd sold Navy Fed houses to that had a little bit higher interest rate, and we're checking to see whether that's a program that will work for them. But just to keep me top of mind to know, like, hey, I'm thinking of you. I just want you to understand, that this could be a possibility for you and that kind of thing. So,
Good for you.
mhm.
Guys, that's why we bring you all the lessons, so you can have the education and the knowledge to have conversations. Right? How many people are talking about Navy Fed said, hey, get a long term. I know it's 6.5%, but I'll tell you what, if it drops down to 5, or you want to refinance, put $500, we'll just drop the rate automatically. No refinance, no new appraisal, none of that stuff. We'll just drop it. And so lenders doing that. That's a huge benefit. Because refinancing, we say just refinance, right? But that's expensive. You're paying doc stamps again, you're paying title insurance again, you're paying closing costs again.
Right.
That's up to a lot. Good job.
Thanks.
What are the legalities about serving champagne at an open house? I don't know. I mean, I know the company has a policy that covers us for serving alcohol at company events. That would probably fall into that, but what are the legalities about going 72 or 75 miles an hour on I-75? You just do it. Oops.
Don't let people come over and pound down 3 bottles of champagne at your open house.
Yeah, don't let that happen. And
And
don't get the kid. Don't get no kids. Common sense, I think, was all we've asked you to exercise there. Don't get
I don't
champagne.
think in 31 years we've ever had a problem with people getting drunk at an open house. Have you ever heard of anything, Greg? Maybe the agent, but never the client.
Jessica, serve tiny cups. Very good.
What else? This is good. I like sharing. These are good events. These are good.
Well, I think everybody's saying that there's a different way. Everybody's got a different way to do different things, but we're all searching for the same result, right? Jeff and I were talking yesterday saying, okay, let's mix it up a little bit. And we started talking about different things we could do. But no, we need to do this better, right?
Yep.
So the message, sending a message out, whether it's a DM, a Facebook private message, a text message, an email blast, a Moxie, whatever, simple text message from your phone, SMS, asking for buyers, asking for sellers, you can't hurt. And I think Andrea said it best this morning. She only got through the A's and the B's last week.
Yep.
We still got the C's through the Z's to go. So let's not mix this up. Let's get better at what we're doing and do it to more people. That's kind of what we're saying this week. Let's do the same message that we did last week, but let's just hit different people because we didn't hit enough, right? The message was, the goal was to get 50, 10 a day. And most people didn't do 50.
And it's free, right? I was thinking when Brian D, when you were talking, you had 275 mailers out. That's awesome. But it costs a couple $100, right? So I'm saying do that because we've been doing it for 17 years and become very wealthy as a result of that. True. But I'm saying, in addition to that, you're just intercepting deals. You never know. That's the fun thing about this business. You never know which DM, which text, which email is going to hit the person that's about to do a real estate transaction. It's a game. It's like, what's the game? Jackpot, slot machines, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
You know, you're just got to pull, right? That's all you got to do. You see, hey, is it you? 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 Who's getting married? Who's getting divorced? What's going on? So now we're just saying, I'm in real estate. Hello. That's really all you're saying. So that's the point. It's just numbers. And then you're going to be Ryan and you're going, oh my God, I got 6 deals.
Right. Well, look at Ina's example. She had met that mom.
Yep.
4 months ago. The mom wasn't thinking about selling that house yet because it wasn't anywhere near completed. Now she just happened to be there at the right time. And now they, oh shit, we're going to move our kid. We're going to do all this stuff. And now it's coming in. So now she come in as the expert advisor, but she wasn't necessary 4 months ago, but she's necessary now. So even sending the same message again every month doesn't matter because it's only going to be relevant to who it's relevant to, especially in this market. Right. And then as we see fluctuations in interest rates, it's another thing to talk about. As we see, you know, they're going up, you better buy now. They're going down, you better buy now. I mean,
and look, we're not going after the speculative investor buyer, most likely, right? Unless, I mean, we have products that's for that, like all the beach projects and stuff like that. But the majority of our business, Ina's client, friend, they're moving. Life caused something in their life caused them to pack up here, buy there, right? That just life. They didn't say, oh, honey, the rates are now 6.35%. We can't move now. They're like, no, we're moving, right? It just happens. It's going to happen no matter what. So all we have to do is just be there, just be in their face. That's the best thing about this. So we're going to do the same thing that we did last week, just more of it. Because that message, Craig, let's go over that message because we want buyers and we want sellers. And Mike, to this point, did you guys see Mike's message this morning? Phenomenal. I love that one. Right? We can help you rent too. By helping you rent the way Mike's message played out this morning, what are you getting? A buyer side, right? He's talking about home partners and those type of companies that are just able to go buy a home for your renter, turn any home on the MLS into a renter for you. So now you can help renters. You're looking for renters, you're looking for buyers, you're looking for sellers. You're looking for renters because most of them don't have the money to buy, they don't think, but do you not have a no money down program to help people buy a home? Right? So you have everything. You want to rent? Help me. You want to sell? Help me. You want to buy? I can help you. That's where we are. So we're just saying, hi, I'm here. Anything real estate related, think of me. But if you're only doing 6 of them a week, guys, you're going to be broke. There's no way the numbers can ever work in your favor if you're doing that. That's why we're like, let's blast them out. Let's do it.
so let's take an open house as an example. The neighborhood probably has what, 200, 300 homes in it at least?
Yep.
Or you can limit it to that. So if you did 50 a day for 5 days, I mean, you'd hit the whole neighborhood. And how long does it take to knock on 50 doors? I can tell you my rate was 30 doors an hour. And some are home and some aren't, but I get 30 doors an hour. So for an hour and a half of an 8-hour workday, and it's actually pretty nice outside. It's at 50 contacts a day. So who would make a pledge like that? 50 contacts a day to promote an open house on a Saturday? Then you get the opportunity to not only get the open house and attract buyers, but you talk to 250 homeowners and leave a flyer on their door made by Moxie that tells them what you do with a QR code or something that points them to our listing presentation that puts your face on there. That would be a way to do it. So DM, SMS message, email, door knock, mailer flyers, whatever floats your boat, but something.
Can I add something else to it too? I
Sure.
have one more thought. So last week, Friday, I also did an open house for Danny. And your dad, Craig, and Jeff came in to our office meeting on Tuesday, and he kind of sparked something interesting in me, talking about our little beach towns. So I thought, like, that's kind of neat. You know, I'm still fairly new to this area. I know there are all these beach towns, but I really don't know what's special about each of them. So that open house I had for Danny was in Gulfport. So I went out as soon as I kind of agreed to do it. I went out, just walked around, get a feel for it, took some videos, and then made like a little reel out of it and just educate myself and just kind of put it out there to show others, what is Gulfport? What is it famous for? Why would you want to live there? What's fun to do there? And so many people actually commented on that one from this area, people who've been living here for a long time and people from out of state, out of the countries, like, hey, I never even knew Gulfport existed. Where is that place? That's so fun. So I just kind of tried to do a different twist to it to just educate myself. I sat out there in one of the restaurants, had a nice lunch, and just kind of experience it as how would it be like to actually live here, own a property here, and put that flip on the buyer side a little bit to show people what it is about. So a little bit of an interesting approach that I like that your dad proposed or kind of sparked in me.
You know, that's fantastic. I was just thinking, you know what GPT is, right? The AI.
Yes.
You could tell ChatGPT to, hey, write me a quick history of Gulfport area, Gulfport, St. Petersburg. And it'll go.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can say, that's a little formal. Can you make it a little bit lighter and add some humor? It's insane. So there's no excuse not to do something like that. And if you haven't played with it, play with it, because AI is all out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really important point, because every one of us lives in a different neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
And we all have pride in our neighborhoods. Every one of us loves our neighborhoods. So if you're selling a neighborhood, you should be able to sell the pride of that neighborhood, because they want to feel very good about the neighborhood they live in. And if you don't know anything about it, you're going to look like just a door opening monkey, right? Which is not what we are as real estate people. But you can say, man, like you said, welcome to Gulfport. Did you know that there's the casino over here? Did you go to these bars? These are the cool places. These are the parks. This is the church. This is the boat ramp, right? And then you could talk about, this is Waterset. This is the coolest community because of this, right? This is Summerfield. This is the best community because of this. This is this. And then that really is going to help you help the neighbors, because if you're going to be getting a listing in that neighborhood, don't you think they're going to love the fact that you love that neighborhood? Because they love that neighborhood, and people are like themselves. So when you champion the neighborhood that you're selling in, you're going to be liked by the people who live in that neighborhood.
Well, the seller might appreciate it too.
That's right.
So when you guys are out in the boondocks, you don't know the area. That's a great idea. Proud of you for doing that.
That's right.
Because Gulfport is a cool little area. But if you don't know about it, you don't know about it.
All right, Craig, you want to put that script back up? Or
You can't find it. I never go find it.
is ChatGPT available for free? Yes. And you can pay it. Yes, it is. There's a subscription version of it. But you can get everything you want for free. Anything you want to have done for you is good with the free one. I redid some listing descriptions from our projects this weekend. I'm going to redo today on ChatGPT this weekend.
I'm finding it. So give me a second.
The best thing for you guys to do while we're waiting for Craig to do that is look at your phone and look for an hour and a half window that you have open today and tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, and add an event. And that event is you going to work and blasting out this content to as many people as you can during that hour and a half. If you were to copy paste, how many text messages do you think you could send out in an hour and a half, Jessica? Realistically, uninterrupted focus for an hour and a half, how many do you think you could blast out? DMs or text messages?
Over 50.
Well over 50.
75.
Probably over 100.
I bet over 100.
Mhm.
And then all you're doing is it's 100% success, because you now interjected yourself to 100+ people's life from
Right.
doing it. And you don't know which of them is going to hit, and you don't know what it's going to hit. You don't know whose rich uncle just won the lottery and is buying a $6 million beach house. Could be one of them, right? That's the fun part about this business, is you just don't know. Just don't know, but you've got to get into the game to find out. Right, you typed it in?
It's in the chat, and I'm forwarding the email right now.
Okay. Access to lenders will give you down payment assistance.
Grants that don't need to be repaid. Did that all come through?
Yep. And we still have an inventory shortage. You know, people I don't know. Who do you know that's somehow thinking about selling their home? I can help. There you go. Now you're talking about buyers, you're talking about sellers, and you're just interjecting them. You're saying, hey. And you say, now, if you really want to do it, say, hey, Barbara. Hey, Mike. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Ina. Hey, Jose. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Sari. Hey, Chrissy. Jackie. Hey, let's take the extra 8 seconds to put their name in there. It'd be good. If you really want to go a little further, shoot on a DM and say, oh my God, it looks like you're at Anna Marie Island this weekend. What a cool place. Hey, I was just thinking about it. You know, people I don't know. I've got this program, I got that program. Who in your world's doing anything in real estate? And then maybe you hit 40 instead of 100, but you're still going to get some business, right? I recommend the second one being a little more contextual because it creates more of a connection. It's not like, hey, buy for me. It's a little more of a connection of a conversation.
Right. Conversation starters.
That's it.
And then just pay attention to what we do on a daily basis, and you'll get more content to fill in the blanks or the gaps where if it doesn't go this particular way.
Craig, what's the average check now, company-wide? Gross check?
Well, with a 2.5% commission, which pisses me off, that's $10,000 on a $400,000 house. So figure 75, 77, let's say $7,000 in an agent's pocket.
$7,000. All right. So let's just be simple for a second. We sent out, let's say we send out 50 to 100, say 50. Let's say we copy paste 50 or we contextualize 50 a day. It's going to take you an hour every day. That'd be 250 people that you injected yourself into their lives of. Do you think there's a shot that one of them has real estate going on in somewhere in their friends or families out of 250 people?
Yep.
100% yes. One. So if you did that, that's $7,000 a week.
Day.
Well, let's say you just get one a week as a result of 250, and you're going to work 50 weeks. That's $350,000 a year by spending 1 hour a day interjecting yourself into people's lives, guys. 1 hour, $350,000. What would you do with $350,000? Would anybody appreciate having $350,000 flow into your bank account this year? Anybody? Okay. Who here has an hour today? Right, in your schedule that you could find an hour a day? How many of you have a thumb? Right, and a phone? Okay. That's it. That's how simple this business is, guys, is to do it. And there's nothing standing in the way. Nothing. You got a great company, you got a great brand, you got a great market, you got a great state, you got a great county, you got a great right? Everything's perfect. Except we got to just exercise this bad boy for 1 hour a day. That's all we have to do. The advanced one. That's it.
That's it.
That's what we're going to go do.
Who's going to do it? Let's get a show of hands. Click the hand button. You know where it is? If it's not on your thing, hit more. No, it's not more. Reactions. And you get back a thumbs up.
Oh, we got a thumbs up. All right, get that thumb. That's what we like to see in it. Good.
A high five or a thumbs up.
$7,000 this week, guys. $7,000. Oh, wait, let's break it down. $7,000. We talked about doing 250. Every time you send a text message, it's worth $28.
I always like the lottery example. If I said, hey, look, go to Circle K and pick out the cards and just keep playing until you win. At some point, you're going to win. $500, $1,000, $1,500, right? So every ticket scratch off takes, if I gave you that opportunity, how many of you would go to Circle K and stand there all day and scrape numbers off a card? It's free. You don't have to pay for it.
1 hour, you're making $1,400 an hour. $1,400 an hour by sitting around on your couch, right? Banging your phone with your thumb, right? $1,400 an hour. That's just 1 hour. We're so freaking lucky, guys. Come on. All right, Friday, we expect huge things. And so you need to expect huge things. So just
Yes.
get
Start
out.
exercising your vocal cord so you can speak. Tell us what you did and how proud you are of yourselves.
$1,400 a day from 1 hour's worth of work. Love it.
Yeah. High five to Ryan again. High five to Ina again. Ina, sorry.
Awesome, guys. Make it
Cool.
a great day. Make it a great week.
All right, managers, we'll see you at 11.
Bye.